What's up, everybody? It is Joe and Joy with Chef Gone Carnivore, and we made it to 2023. All right. 2022 was an interesting year. We did Carnivore for the final 5 months of 2022. It was our first time ever trying it, and it went really well. I lost 51 pounds and like 27 inches over 5 body parts, and I thought overall the diet was pretty easy to follow. It was satisfying. I never really felt super
deprived.
Deprived, or like it was very difficult to keep track. Like sometimes with keto, like tracking macros and stuff got like where I didn't do that today, or what's off. This was really just like eat meat and salt and water. So the 5 months went really well. We learned a lot about what works for each of us individually, and it actually is different. What works best for me isn't exactly what works best for Joy,
right.
So that's been really interesting. And I think after 5 months, we're ready to tackle 2023 with a renewed sense of reaching our goals and kind of a better idea of how the carnivore diet is going to help us get there. So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today.
Yep.
So how did 2022 go for you?
Pretty good overall. I mean, I lost 30 pounds altogether and 18 inches over 5 body parts. So I couldn't be happier with that result.
Great.
Yeah.
What did you think of the diet as far as logistically, like following it?
Same with you. I really liked it because it was easy. I mean, there wasn't a lot of stuff that I had to think about in terms of what I could eat. It was just, like you said, meat and fat. And so that really helped. Being able to eat till you're full also helped. And then also having a consistent blood sugar without like the crazy spikes helped, maintain eating windows and fasting and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it. It's
nice.
Great. Yeah.
But overall, we've been really happy with the diet. We're happy to keep going in 2023. I feel like I've learned enough over the 5 months to know, like, for me, like fasting is really important, and doing OMAD, my body responds much better to one big meal a day than when I eat the meal and then like before bed I have another small snack. Like that seems to stall my weight loss more than I'd like it to. So my big goal for 2023 is to stick to OMAD every day, no matter what. Just stick with OMAD, because that for me personally is something that works. We've gotten comments from other people who have never done OMAD and have lost a ton of weight and had a lot of success. So it's not necessarily that's the only way to go about it. It's just, for me, that's been a very effective way to do it. And then I'm hoping to be losing about 15 pounds a month next year. I want to lose 180 pounds next year. That's my goal for 2023.
And then the other thing that I've noticed is I definitely have to weigh in and do my measurements, because there have been several times where I've had my worst weight loss for the month, but the most change in my measurements. So like even this last weigh-in that I did, I barely lost anything for the month, but I had significant, like I had 2 inches off my hips, I had like an inch or 2 off my waist. I mean, I had some pretty significant shifts in my measurements. So I definitely think that that's something that I have to keep going, because if I would have just relied on the scale, I would have been pretty disappointed. So
yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Especially if you're new to carnivore, maybe it's your New Year's resolution for 2023 or something, and you stumbled upon the channel looking for advice or help. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I'd say is don't just go off of the scale for measuring success, because sometimes you feel like you've done way better than what the scale shows, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So make sure you have a secondary way of measuring your progress, and I think the tape measure is a good way to do that for sure. And I know other people who have done made comments in other videos, said, like focus on like other health issues that are going away, like energy and sleep and things that way your life's improving. That's not necessarily just weight loss. So I would definitely say just don't only go off of the scale as whether it's working or not, because there'll be months, like she said, she had almost no weight loss at all, but just huge numbers on the measuring tape.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing that I want to focus on too in 2023 are my my blood work. I haven't had a follow-up with my endocrinologist yet, so that's something that I'm trying to schedule. And I definitely want to work on the hormone regulation and trying to get off medication if that's possible. And then I've noticed that when I up the fat intake, so adding grass-fed butter, like following the steak and butter gal recommendation, I haven't gone to a stick of butter a day, but I've added a couple of tablespoons of butter to each of my meals, and that's definitely helped me when I up the fat content. I seem to have much better results, so I'm going to keep doing that for 2023.
Yeah, and Joy notices that if she keeps the butter on the cooler side, it's a little easier to digest.
Yeah.
For some reason, like hot rendered fat is, a lot of people have reported it can be difficult to digest for some reason. I'm not sure why, but so having the butter somewhat cold and doing it that way, you seem to like that better.
Yeah, I was melting it for a while and kind of like drizzling it on the meat, and that, tastes great, but it definitely caused some digestive distress. So now I just keep it extra cold, and I cut it into little cubes, and I just take a bite of the meat and a bite of the butter cube at the same time and eat it that way, and I haven't had problems with this since. So
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great advice for anyone who's getting started for 2023 on the carnivore diet. One thing that's also, you just got to figure out what works for you and not just go off of what someone else says. So for example, Joy can eat dairy at a moderate amount. It doesn't seem to really affect her that much. Whereas if I start drinking, like having half and half in coffee, which I'm also not doing coffee for 2023. That's my personal thing. Or cheese or something, then I can feel like a lot of bloat in my upper stomach, and my weight loss just stalls. So if you're having issues where you're not seeing it on the weight loss, like maybe try dropping cheese for a week and seeing if that makes a difference. Or like if you're having half and half in coffee, drop that for a week and just see if that makes a difference, because everyone seems to have different sensitivities to different things. So yeah, we're excited to get started on 2023 and see what it has in store for us, and hopefully it'll be our magic year when we get down to a good weight where we can just be focused on maintaining it and just enjoying life in smaller bodies.
Oh yeah, a lot more energy and smaller bodies for sure.
Yeah, and so we plan on continuing to do the carnivore diet. If any of you have some adjustments you're making for 2023 as like a New Year's resolution, I'd love to hear them. Love to hear like what your goals are this year and how you plan on getting there, and we can all kind of cheer each other on and give each other encouragement and advice if we have it. And all right, thank you for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll continue to post videos like the cooking videos and such. So stay tuned for those. If you have any questions or suggestions or whatever, feel free to leave them in the comments. I usually do a pretty good job of responding to everyone. But yeah, hasta luego.